Rockies coming off a 500 road trip, but they ended that trip by sweeping the Detroit Tigers. Now they have momentum heading into a 4-game series at Coors Field against the Cincinnati Reds. It'll be Trevor Bauer on the hill for the Reds and Chichi Gonzalez for the Rockies tonight. Rare Thursday evening game here at Coors Field to kick off this 4-game set. Here's Chichi Gonzalez making his 7th start of the year. 30 in the third innings pitched, 19 strikeouts, 8 walks. His ERA is at 5.04. 32 hits allowed, a 132 whip. 1-3 is Chichi Gonzalez's record. And it's been a mixed bag of results for Chichi Gonzalez. He started off the year pitching very well. Last 2 starts, not so much.
Leading off for the Reds, the center fielder, Dom Thompson-Williams.
Dom Thompson-Williams leads things off. He skies one in the air to center field. Going back on this one is Dahl. He is at the track, and he's not going to be able to make the catch. That ball is off the wall. Williams around second. He's going to cruise into third base. First pitch of the ball game is going to be a triple for Williams. It's his second triple of the year. And Joey Votto will be the batter. Let's see, doing much better against righties than lefties this year. Only hitting .248 overall with 4 home runs, 15 driven in. Williams, this is his Dom Thompson-Williams, you saw lead off with a triple at 25 years old. This is his first year in the big leagues. Votto takes a pitch inside. So Rockies right now are 18-17, third place in the National League West. A very necessary sweep of the Tigers to end that road trip. 2-0 it is now on Joey Votto. Williams came over in a trade, in a simulated trade, not in real life, but he's now with the Reds, was in the Mariners organization. With the earlier portions of his career, there's a strike on the outside corner. Home plate umpire Gary Simons at first, Patrick Johnson, Larry Bullard at second, and James Kingsley is today's third base umpire. Joey Votto has been with the Reds for a long time. He swings and lines one toward shallow left center field. That ball is going to drop. Williams will score. RBI single for Joey Votto. Early puts the Reds on top 1-0. Just a little flare off the bat of Joey Votto. Has not hit many balls like that, but that one was able to fall in there for a base hit and give the Reds a 1-0 lead. Eugenio Suarez will be the batter. First pitch is swung on and ripped foul and out of play. That pitch is outside, ball 1. And that swung on and grounded foul the other way. That swung on in line foul. We'll do it again. Suarez, really good year last year. Hit .271 with a .358 on base percentage, whopping .572 slugging percentage. He grounds one foul. And that swung on and popped foul and over the screen. Reds were looking to be in contention in 2019, but good first steps, but not enough to overtake the Brewers, Cubs, or Cardinals in the division. They had a big trade for Yasiel Puig, would eventually trade him over to the Cleveland Indians at the deadline, though they picked up Trevor Bauer, who's starting tonight for the Reds in that deal. lots of activity for them this offseason as well. There's a ground ball base hit into right field. Votto will move up to second base. And still nobody out. First three batters have reached for the Reds. They're already on top 1-0. And Mike Moustakas will bat, one of the newest members of the Reds. He's 13 for his last 33 at the plate. That's a .394 average in his last 9 games. .344, 10 home runs, 24 runs batted in overall. Really good start to the Cincinnati career for Mike Moustakas. Former Brewer, former Kansas City Royal. And the first pitch from Chichi Gonzalez is taken low, ball 1. Moustakas signed a 4-year, $64 million deal with a club option worth $20 million for the 2024 season. Some other signings for the Reds, they brought in Nicholas Castellanos, though he's decided to go by Nick again now. 4-year, $64 million for him as well, same type of contract as Moustakas. A little bit different, though, because he has opt-outs after this season and then after the 2021 season. He, too, has a club option for 2024, which is also worth $20 million, just like Moustakas. Swinging a foul out of play, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Also, in addition on offense, Shogo Akiyama, outfielder, signed to a 3-year, $21 million deal. He'll make $6 million this year, $7 million next year, and $8 million in 2022. Akiyama, out of Japan, put up really nice numbers in Japanese baseball. Playing in the Japan Pacific League, hit over 300 last year. Pitch outside, full count now. Jesse Winker is waiting on deck as Chichi Gonzalez is having a bit of a rough go of things here in the first inning. Some pitching additions for the Reds this offseason. They signed starter Wade Miley, lefty, to a 2-year, $15 million deal. He'll make $6 million this year, $8 million next year. Moustakas swings and grounds one. Nice backhanded pick by Story to second for 1, back to first, and that is a double play. Really nicely started by Trevor Story there. Let's take a look at the rest of the lineup for the Reds now. Williams is in center field. He's leading off. Joey Votto's at first, Suarez at third, Moustakas at second. Winker is in left. Batting sixth, the right fielder Aristides Aquino had a really good breakout year as a rookie last year. Then Freddie Galvis. After him, Jesse Winker's on a 6-game hitting streak, .306, .455 slugging percentage for him. Chichi Gonzalez's first pitch here is swung on and pulled foul. Also a reliever signing, former Cub Pedro Strop, a 1-year, $1.825 million deal with the Reds. There's a lot of incentives in that deal, though, so he could make a total of $3.5 million if all that is reached. Fly ball hit in the air towards center field. Dahl's going back on this one. He's got a long way to go, but he will make a nice catch running onto the track. And after all that, it's only 1-0 Reds. We go to the bottom of the first inning. Dahl, Story, Blackman due up on a beautiful night in Colorado. Trevor Bauer, making his 8th start of this season, came over to the Reds at the trade deadline last year from the Cleveland Indians. .291 ERA, 46 in the third innings pitched, 46 strikeouts, only 8 walks, 42 hits allowed, a 108 whip. 3-1 on the year for Bauer, who was traded after an incident where he didn't feel like getting taken out of the game for the Cleveland Indians. Manager Terry Francona came out, and instead of handing his manager the baseball, Bauer chucked it over the center field wall, and that might have been a situation where the Indians weren't too pleased with that. There's a weak ground ball back to the mound. Bauer throws to first to get Dahl. That's out number 1. 1 pitch and 1 out for Bauer. We'll take a look at the lineup for the Rockies now. Leading off was the center fielder Dahl, batting second at shortstop Trevor Story, batting third in right field Charlie Blackman. Cleanup batter is third baseman Nolan Arenado, batting fifth the first baseman Daniel Murphy, batting sixth at second base Ryan McMahon, batting seventh in left field Ian Desmond. Catcher bats 8th, that's Tony Wolters, and then your starting pitcher, Chichi Gonzalez, is batting 9th. Trevor Story, he's off a really good road trip. He's hitting .333 on the road. He needs to get things going at home, where he's only hitting .156 here at Coors Field. .274 overall with 6 home runs and 19 driven in for the Rockies' talented shortstop. First pitch from Trevor Bauer is going to be taken for a strike. Reds are right now first place in the National League Central, 21-15 on the year. They have overtaken the Cubs, who had been scoring quite a few runs. We also saw the Brewers play quite well when they came in. Cardinals have taken a step back, and Rocky certainly saw that when they came to town. And then there's the Pirates. Some trades and claims for the Reds this offseason. They acquired outfielder Travis Jankowski. Rockies have seen him with the Padres for cash consideration. Story swings and misses for strike two. Josh Smith, a lefty, claimed off waivers from Miami. They also selected Mark Payton from the A's in the Rule 5 draft. Minor league trade, they acquired righty Justin Schaefer from the Blue Jays for cash considerations, and also Jose De Leon, former top prospect. He's from the Rays for outfielder Brian O'Grady, also cash considerations. So not big trades made for them pitching side. Certainly no big trades like that deadline deal and that big Yasiel Puig Matt Kemp acquiring last offseason. 2-2 pitch to Story, swings and misses at a fastball diving low and away in the zone, and that is out number 2. And that'll bring up Charlie Blackmon. .290 with 7 home runs, 21 runs batted in. That ranks third on the Rockies. First pitch is swung on and missed. Blackmon has 3 hits and 9 at-bats in his career against Bauer. One of those hits is a double. Bauer into his motion windup, and the 0-1 pitch is swung on and chopped foul. Quickly 0-2 on Blackmon. Also saw Freddie Galvis in the lineup today for the Reds. He had an option, and they exercised it, did the Reds, their $5.5 million option on him, pitching the dirt ball 1. Blackmon does not chase, sets up a 1-2 opportunity for Bauer, and on its way, swung on and fouled out of play. We get to play our game of see if you know any of these minor league deals. They signed minor league contracts for Jesse Biddle, Nate Jones, Boog Powell, Brooks Raley, Matt Davidson, Tyler Thornburg, and David Carpenter. Thornburg at one point was seen as a potential long-term reliever for the Brewers. Matt Davidson, I'm not sure if he still is, but he was working on being a two-way player with the Rangers. Former White Sox has hit for power with them. 2-2 pitch is swung on and fouled out of play. Lots of turnover, though. Kevin Gausman now with the Giants. Jose Peraza now with the Red Sox. They've also lost Christian Colon, Curie Maya, Jackson Stevens. Jose Iglesias now with the Orioles. Alex Wood now back with the Dodgers. Juan Graterol, Jose Siri. Nick Martini was claimed by the Reds actually claimed him from the Padres, and then he was claimed again by the Phillies as Blackmon swings and misses. And that will retire the side. Good first inning for Trevor Bauer. It remains 1-0 Reds. Bauer gets a couple strikeouts of Story and Blackmon. We're through an inning of play, 1-0. Aristides Aquino is really struggling at home. We saw Trevor Story's numbers look similar, though Story is also hitting much better on the road. 264 on the road, 146 at home for Aristides Aquino. Only a few home runs on the year for him after a real impressive stretch of baseball last year. His age 25 season last year, he became the first player in modern MLB history with 10 home runs in his first 16 games. He swings and chops one foul. And then he hit his 11th home run the very next day in 17 games. Also, he has the records for most home runs in a month for a National League rookie with 14. That was in the month of August. There he strikes out for out number 1. Chichi Gonzalez gets him. Also tied the Reds franchise record for home runs in a month for any player. So, really impressive Major League debut not a Major League debut. Aquino actually did play a little bit in 2018, but didn't get called up in 2019 until the very beginning of August. And those 7 home runs in his first 10 Major League games tied Trevor Story's record. 1-0 pitch coming here is swung on and lifted in the air towards deep left field off the bat of Freddie Galvis. Back, and that ball is gone. Galvis hits his 3rd home run of the season, and it's 2-0 Reds now. And little doubt about that one. Desmond just turned to watch it go. And Chichi Gonzalez knew at the moment it made contact with the bat. Now it's 2-0 Reds.
catcher,
Kurt Casale, the catcher, swings and misses. Casale, 293 on the year, a homer, 2 runs batted in. Very good 396 on base percentage for Casale. If you want to read all about the offseason for the Cincinnati Reds, log on to MLBTradeRumors.com. They have a great write-up. I'll be reading a little bit from that. Try to advance the story along of their offseason. It was 4 straight 90-loss campaigns for the Reds, but that came to an end in 2019. Well, they went 75-87, but an improvement nonetheless. David Bell now is in his 2nd year as manager. So pitch low, count evens at 2. Swinging a foul back to the screen. Reds actually put up a top 10 pitching staff last year, but their offense was only 25th in the majors. There's a broken bat and lined weakly back to the mound. Chichi Gonzalez will put it away for out number 2.
The pitcher,
Trevor Bauer, the pitcher, batting 125 on the year. First year as a full-time member of the National League, unless he gets traded again at the deadline. I think he's learned his lesson about throwing the ball over the wall in center field when your manager comes out. Pitch is taken high, ball 1. Hoping to get some improvement from Nick Senzel, their original top prospect, are the Reds. 1-0 is swung on and missed. Again, Eugenio Suarez put up a really good campaign last year. They're hoping for more of that. And they did add Mike Moustakas and Nicholas Castellanos. As you can see in our simulation here, as that ball gets under the glove of Arenado, with 2 outs, Bauer will reach. We'll see how that one's scored. And it'll be an error on the third baseman, Arenado, to allow the starting pitcher, Trevor Bauer, to reach base. And not sure what went wrong for Arenado there. Looked like a fairly routine play. Dom Thompson-Williams will bat now for the 2nd time. Tripled his first time up. First pitch here is taken high, ball 1. Also Shogo Akiyama. There's a swing and a ground ball base hit into right field. Blackman nearly was able to make the catch on that one. That was actually a low liner. But that is going to be in there for a base hit. Take a look at what happened there. Just a low liner that Blackman almost made the catch on. Wasn't able to come up with it. Joey Votto will bat again. RBI single his first time up. Akiyama is 32 years old, and he can play center field very well. Very good on base skills. And the Reds reportedly were aggressively pursuing Akiyama from the very beginning, and now he's the first Japanese player in franchise history. They have Freddie Galvis largely playing short now that Jose Iglesias has gone over to the Orioles. Very mixed reviews in terms of the defensive quality of Galvis. So swinging a ground ball, weakly hit to third base. Another chance for Arenado. Throws it to first. He picked it up with the bare hand. And that'll retire the side, but Freddie Galvis homers and extends the lead. Reds up 2-0 going to the bottom of the 2nd. Nolan Arenado on a 4-game hitting streak, 331 with a 401 on base percentage, 10 home runs, and 28 runs batted in. He'll lead things off against Trevor Bauer here in the bottom of the 2nd. So at MLB Trade Rumors, they asked the question, are the Reds punting on defense this year? With Moustakas and Galvis, their main double play combination. Arenado swings and grounds one too short. Galvis up with the ball, throws to first, and that is out number 1. Let's look at the defense now for the Reds. We asked about are they punting. Left to right in the outfield is Jesse Winker, Dom Thompson-Williams, and Aristides Aquino. Infield corners Eugenio Suarez, Joey Votto. Up the middle of the double play combination is Freddie Galvis and Mike Moustakas, and Kurt Casale is one half of the battery for starting pitcher Trevor Bauer. Daniel Murphy will bat for the first time today. First pitch from Bauer is taken in the dirt. Murphy, 276, 338 on base percentage, 2 home runs, 13 runs batted in, ranks 5th on the Rockies. The 1-0 pitch is taken for a strike. But Moustakas has mostly played third base in his career. Suarez over there, so he's going to play second base. That being said, he has graded out okay according to defensive metrics at second base. There's a swing and a foul the other way off the bat of Murphy. Nicholas Castellanos has had a really rough time in the outfield in his career. Swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. Murphy goes down by way of the K. And a few strikeouts early on for Trevor Bauer. Looks like he has his ace stuff today.
Second baseman,
Ryan McMahon will be the batter. As David Bell, second-year manager, looks on. 260 average, 354 on base percentage, and 11 home runs on the year for McMahon. First pitch from Bauer is taken inside, ball 1. That one's a check swing, and it's a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. One pitch is taken outside. Now it's a hitter's count on Ryan McMahon. Rockies looking for their first hit of the ball game, and that's in there for a strike. So yeah, the rotation was already solid coming in for the Reds. 2-2 pitch to McMahon is swung on and missed. He got him on strikes, and Bauer looks good early. We'll talk more about the rest of the very good pitching staff for the Reds in the third inning. 2-0 Reds. Eugenio Suarez leads off the third. Got a base hit his first time up. 556 slugging percentage on the year, trying to replicate a very good year with the bat in terms of power for Suarez. First pitch is taken for a strike from Chichi Gonzalez, out for a third inning of work. And that swung on and chopped foul. Quickly 0-2 on Suarez. The Reds had 2 of the top 25 starters in terms of WAR according to Fangraphs in 2019, in Sonny Gray and Luis Castillo. Castillo really breaking out as an ace-caliber player, and Sonny Gray coming over from the Yankees where he really struggled. Good start to his career with the A's, but then really broke out once again with the Reds. Pitch is inside. Ball 1. 1-2 pitch is swung on and fouled back to the screen. In the meantime, Trevor Bauer was actually struggled when he came over to the Reds after a really good start with Cleveland. He had a 6.39 ERA through his first 10 starts with Cincinnati. So that pitch misses in the dirt. Much better start to this year in the simulation for Trevor Bauer. Also, Anthony DeSclafani actually tied with Chris Paddock and Robbie Ray, a couple of very valuable NL West hurlers, for 29th in the National League in WAR, according to Fangraphs in 2019. And they had room for another arm, and they signed Wade Miley, who was really roughed up last year. But some evidence came that he was tipping his pitches, according to Ken Rosenthal at The Athletic. Did a really good story about that back in December. So that could be, if that's something that Miley has figured out, he could be quite a valuable addition after he was really coming off a good year with the Brewers before he signed with the Astros. 2-2 pitch to Suarez is high and tight. He's working together a really good plate appearance. Mike Moustakas waiting on deck. Also, Tyler Mahle will work in as the 6th starter or so. So swinging a ground ball. That's going to be not handled by Murphy. And that's an infield single. It should be for Eugenio Suarez, and it is. So that's how things will lead off here in the third. Chichi Gonzalez, 52 pitches now, nobody out here in the top of the third inning. Mike Moustakas, the batter, first pitch is taken low. Moustakas grounded out his first time up. He's 0 for 1. In terms of the bullpen for the Reds, Raisel Iglesias is pretty good. as the closer. This is his 4th consecutive season as their closer. Had career best numbers in 2019, 34 saves and 11.96 strikeouts per 9, but he also had 12 losses and 6 blown saves, so not necessarily a sure thing. Line drive towards right center field. That ball is going to drop for a base hit. And the first 2 are aboard against Chichi Gonzalez here in the 3rd inning.
Now batting, left fielder,
Jesse Winker, the batter. First pitch is taken low, ball 1. Winker flied out his first time up. He's 0 for 1, 303 average on the year, 3 home runs, 16 runs driven in. That one's on the outside corner for a called strike. Other bullpen arms, Amir Garrett has become quite a personality. Remember, he took on the entire Pittsburgh Pirates roster with his bare hands. There's a strike, 1 and 2 now on Winker.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
That swung on and missed. He got him on strikes. Big out number 1 for Chichi Gonzalez. Garrett had 22 holds last year. 3.21 was his ERA and 12.54 strikeouts per 9. That was very good, but he had some struggles with control. Walked over 5.5 batters per 9. Aristides Aquino will be the batter against Chichi Gonzalez. First pitch is swung on and fouled out of play. Aquino struck out his first time up, 0 for 1. Only 3 home runs to start the year, 14 driven in to go along with his .206 batting average. One's high and away, 1 ball, 1 strike. And swung on in line towards left field. That's going to drop for a fair ball. Suarez will score, and now it is 3-0. Moustakas is into third base, and their runners on second and third with 1 out now. RBI double for Aristides Aquino, his 9th of the year, and Steve Foster will go out to have a conversation with Chichi Gonzalez, try to settle him down before things get too out of hand for the Reds. Couple other bullpen pieces to talk about for the Reds. Pedro Strop, you mentioned they added that veteran as Jeff Hoffman has started to warm in the bullpen. For the Rockies, first pitch to Freddie Galvis is a strike here. Also, Michael Lorenzen isn't necessarily elite at any one thing, but he can be both a backup outfielder and a long reliever for you, and pinch hitter. Just swinging a ground ball hit towards short. Story will go to first for the out, but Moustakas will score. RBI ground out for Freddie Galvis. Now it's 4-0 Reds. But Rockies will take that out.
Now back, Kurt Casale.
Well, not the smoothest of starts so far for Chichi Gonzalez today. Rockies got a couple really good starts in their series in Detroit from German Marquez and then from Kyle Freeland yesterday. Kurt Casale, the batter, now 0 for 1. He popped out in the 2nd inning. 286 on the year with a 388 on base percentage for Casale. And that pitch is taken inside. Patrick Saunders, a couple days ago now, had an article at the Denver Post about Kyle Freeland talking to Bud Black, talking about Kyle Freeland and how Kyle Freeland had better stuff than Bud Black ever did, according to Bud Black. There's a swing and a foul out of play. Black said that Kyle throws harder than I did and his pitches have more life than mine ever did. But what is the difference here? Both are ultra-competitive left-handers, and they feel that guile can have as much to do with pitching success as fastballs, curveballs, sliders, and changeups, and both are counting on that connection to get Freeland back on track once baseball returns. Rough year for Kyle Freeland as the starter last year. Had to get sent down to AAA for a spell. Line drive, that's going to drop for a base hit into right field. Aquino will be laid around third, and he will score. Now it's 5-0 Reds. Casale with an RBI single. And Rockies came back from a 7-run deficit in one of their games against the Tigers, so they'll have to be not quite that bad yet, but they'll have some work to do on offense. Next pitch will be the 69th of the day already for Chichi Gonzalez, so we'll definitely see Jeff Hoffman, I would think. There's a foul the other way. Trevor Bauer is the batter. Reached on an error by the third baseman Arenado his first time up. That was just an inning ago. But Freeland in our simulation this year has gotten off to a really solid start. A 1 pitch coming to Bauer is swung on and fouled back. 0-2. 22 of 30 pitches this inning have been strikes for Chichi Gonzalez. That has not necessarily been a problem. He hasn't walked any batters, but just throwing them in very hittable locations. The pitch to Bauer is swung on and missed. He got him on strikes, and that will retire the side. A few more runs cross the dish for the Reds, and we get to the bottom of the third. 5-0 Cincinnati with the 7, 8, 9 hitters due up for the Rockies. Ian Desmond, 225 on the year, 3 home runs, 12 runs batted in. Hit his 3rd home run of the year yesterday. That ranks 5th on the Rockies. He leads things off here in the bottom of the third. Continuing that conversation from Patrick Saunders about Kyle Freeland and Bud Black. Freeland spoke to Saunders and said, well, Bud Black's told him that they're kind of similar, the way they're very fine with their craft. They've never had the arsenal to blow people away, and they're more of a thinking kind of pitcher. Outthink your opponent and be smart about your pitch selection. And they talked about how the intelligence of pitching can be a big factor in success. Black was the epitome of the crafty lefty, Saunders writes, during a 15-year big league career during which he posted a record of 121 and 116 to go along with a 3.84 ERA. Pitched in 3 games and 1 start for the 1985 American League Championship Series for the Royals and had a 1.69 ERA. Also appeared in 2 games in the World Series against the Cardinals. 3 innings of shutout relief in the 5-3 Kansas City win in Game 6. Freeland, meanwhile, had a 2.85 ERA back in 2018, finished 4th in the National League in Cy Young Award voting. Desmond swings and misses, full count. And Freeland is counting on pitching smarts to help him rebound from his disastrous 6.73 ERA last year, swinging a ground ball foul. 3-11 was Freeland's record. But Freeland said Bud Black has assured him, and he's shown confidence in him. You just have to accept that you're struggling and get better from there. Pitch high, and nice plate appearance for Ian Desmond draws a leadoff walk here in the bottom of the third.
Batting in, the catcher, Cody Walker.
Bud Black is no stranger to having some struggles in his career. In 1984, he went 17-12 with a 3.12 ERA, and then looking like he could potentially be the ace in 1985. He had a really good opening day start. Then in mid-May, his ERA was 2.84 with a 5-3 record, and then from May 21 through July 14, he lost 7 of 8 starts and had a 6.39 ERA. But KC's manager Dick Hauser stuck with Black, and he actually never missed a start in his 4-year major league career. Wolters takes a pitch outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. And Hauser's confidence paid off. Black pitched his best game of the season in his 33rd start. That was when the Royals were trailing the Angels by 1 game in the AL West with 5 games to play, when Black started a crucial game on October 2 and beat the Angels, tossing a complete Game 3 hitter that moved the Royals into a tie for first place. Freeland, remember, his moment of truth is what Saunders calls it, the 2018 National League wildcard game against the Cubs. 6 2/3 shutout innings on 3 days rest in that 13-inning victory where Wolters was a big factor. Ground ball to second base, 4-6-3 double play. And just like that, there are 2 outs now here in the bottom of the third. Freeland said he distinctly remembered one late season lesson Black taught him during his rookie season in 2017. It's when he was pitching, feeling really good on the mound in Arizona, but he was fighting it, because they just were laying off his slider, not swinging at it. Even though they were quality sliders, the D-backs were just laying off of them. And when Freeland said to Black, they're just not biting on my slider, Buddy looked at him and said, well then, change something, do something different. And Freeland quickly realized that he'd become over-reliant on his slider, his bread-and-butter pitch for inducing weak contact. Chichi Gonzalez takes a pitch high for ball 1. And Freeland said, that was one of those times when Buddy didn't get on me, but he made it very clear to me that it was time to change things up, and he learned from that. When Black talks pitching, he preaches principles that have stood the test of time, and chief among them is fastball command, first pitch strikes, limiting walks, controlling the running game, and fielding your position. And passive pitching, one of Black's pet peeves. He says he doesn't like it when he sees it, wants the pitchers to have a fierceness to them. And you have to have that, especially at Coors Field. Bud Black has said ever since he came over to manage the Rockies that that is not going to be an excuse here. He wants guys to pitch with conviction. And a guy might be out of whack and their delivery might be messed up, but if he says if you have that toughness in you, if it's part of your constitution, those are the guys that he can work with. And Freeland said he completely understands that, and that's the culture they're trying to create in Colorado. 2-2 is the count on Chichi Gonzalez. Coming up for innings 4 through 6, we're going to have a special guest for you. Ted Chalfin is going to provide play-by-play for you, and he'll be back in the 7th. David Dahl is waiting on deck as the count goes full on Chichi Gonzalez. 3-2 delivery is swung on and grounded weakly to short. On the backhand is Galvis, throws to first, and that will retire the side. I'll see you back in the 7th. We go to the 4th. Ted Chalfin will join us, and it's 5-0 Reds.
Leading off for Cincinnati, the center fielder,
Dom Thompson Williams leads things off here in the 4th inning for Cincinnati. Chichi Gonzalez back to work. 72 pitches now on the day for Chichi Gonzalez. And the 0-1 delivery is going to miss low. One's inside. Hitter's count now on Williams. And swing and a miss for strike 2. 75 pitches now on the day for Chichi Gonzalez. If you are still hearing my voice, that means something went wrong with getting Ted's recording into us today. So hopefully you will not have to hear me. But if you are, I am still with you for innings 4 through 6. 3-2 pitch is strike 3 called. He got him on strikes. That is out number 1. Chichi Gonzalez trying to have a shutdown inning here in the 4th, after the Reds have already pushed across 5 runs against him to begin this game. 5-0 Cincinnati. Joey Votto will be the batter. First pitch is swung on and ripped towards right center field, in towards the gap. Dahl's on the run, but he will get there to make the catch for out number 2.
the third baseman, number 7,
Eugenio Suarez will be the batter now. He's 2 for 2, a couple base hits, and has scored a run. 269 he's got his batting average up to now. Rockies came back from a 7-run deficit a couple days ago against the Tigers. There's a swing and a miss. They'll be trying to come back from 5 runs here at home today, but Rockies have just played a lot better on the road this year than they have at home for some reason. 0-1 delivery is swung on and popped up. And that is McMahon to make the catch. He was shifted that way, and that is a very good quick inning for Chichi Gonzalez. We go to the bottom of the 4th. 5-0 Reds, top of the order due up for the Rockies. David Dahl grounded out his first time up. He's 0 for 1. 257 on the year, a 325 on base percentage, and 728 OPS on the year now for the Rockies center fielder. Back in the leadoff spot. This is how it was originally intended to be, the lineup, and Bud Black has put it back to the original lineup after experimenting with different spots in the order for Dahl, Story, and Blackman. Story and Blackman at least have got it going. Dahl has lately. 2-0 now is the count on Dahl. Swing and a miss. 2-1 from Bauer is swung on and grounded towards the shift. The third baseman will make the play. That's Eugenio Suarez. He was shifted towards the shortstop position. Suarez used to play shortstop with the Tigers, so familiar location for him. And Trevor Story will be the batter. 272 on the year, 6 home runs, 19 runs batted in. He had a really good road trip, had a multi-homer game. Also had 2 games when he finished a home run shy of the cycle against the Phillies and Tigers. So just kind of one of those road trips where you don't want it to end if you're Trevor Story with how he was hitting. Pitch outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. But hopefully he can get things going at Coors Field. We mentioned the odd reverse splits, the home road splits for Trevor Story, swinging a foul out of play. I guess you can call those reverse splits, right? We call it reverse splits when a righty or lefty hits better against the same-handed pitcher, but I guess they're kind of reverse splits too when you hit better on the road than at home. Maybe not for someone who calls San Diego their home or San Francisco, but definitely for the Rockies, you'd think better numbers here at home at Coors Field. There's strike 3 called, and Story's down on strikes. Up over 50 pitches now is Trevor Bauer. He's had himself one heck of a day. Story strikes out for the second time, and here is Charlie Blackmon. And that swung on and fouled out of play. 96-mile-an-hour fastball from Trevor Bauer. Blackmon struck out his first time up in the first inning. He's 0 for 1. Rockies still looking for their first hit of the ball game. Bauer has faced the minimum, though Desmond did draw a walk. So swinging a foul out of play. Quickly 0-2 on Blackmon, so no perfect game yet. No perfect game today, and no hitter yet. Hopefully there won't be one for Trevor Bauer today. Or we just jinxed him. There we go. Blackmon takes a pitch in the dirt, ball 1. 1-2 pitch is swung on and fouled out of play. One's inside, count evens at 2. And swing and a miss, he got him on strikes, and that will retire the side. Trevor Bauer has been carving up Rockies left and right today. It is still 5-0 Cincinnati after 4.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please.
The day has come to an end for Chichi Gonzalez. Jeff Hoffman, new pitcher, 30 and a third innings pitched on the year. 22 strikeouts against 9 walks, a 4.45 ERA. That ERA has really been coming down. In that extra inning game against the Tigers, Jeff Hoffman was kind of the unsung hero. Obviously wasn't able to get the go-ahead hits in that game, as he is pitching and was not part of the offense, but he pitched 4 2/3 innings where he did not allow a run. He did allow some inherited runners to score when he came in to relieve Jairo Diaz, but no runs were charged to Jeff Hoffman, and it was really his effort that kept that game scoreless. You can say, oh, it was against the Tigers, a light-hitting team anyway, but Hoffman, really impressive performance. Coming in there and pitching into extra innings. 1-1 pitch coming to Mike Moustakas is taken for a strike. One-two from Hoffman is swung on and grounded foul. Swung on and fouled back to the screen. 96-mile-an-hour fastball from Hoffman that time. Moustakas in his first year with the Reds. 1-2 coming. And that one's just a bit low or maybe inside with a curveball. Count evens at 2. 2-2 pitch is swung on and missed. He got him on strikes. 96-mile-an-hour fastball for Hoffman. So we look at the final line today for Chichi Gonzalez. A rough outing, 4 innings, 5 runs on 9 hits, no walks, but 4 strikeouts. Lots of strikes thrown by Chichi Gonzalez today, but sometimes you can throw just too many. Not mix up your pitches. Jake McGee is now warming up, the lefty in the Rockies bullpen. Jesse Winker will bat 0 for 3, strikeout and a flyout on the day. Hoffman's first pitch to Winker is swung on and lined foul down the first base line. Hoffman's 0-1 is swung on and lined towards left center field, a base hit. One out single for Winker, his first hit of the ball game, with one out here in the top of the fifth.
Now batting, number 44.
He joins in on the fun for the Reds, and that'll bring up Aristides Aquino. 1-for-2 double RBI runs scored, 214 with a 274 on base percentage on the year, 682 OPS. Not quite the numbers that we got accustomed to seeing from Aquino in that very excellent 2019 campaign. Hoffman comes set. His first pitch to Aquino is swung on and popped up. In foul territory is the catcher, Tony Wolters. He makes the catch for out number 2. And thank you to Aristides Aquino for helping Hoffman out there.
Number 3, shortstop, Freddie Galvis.
Freddie Galvis will be the batter. He homered earlier in this one, 1-for-2 on the day. Home run in the second inning. His slash 221, 260, 328. So not a whole lot of offense to speak of for the switch hitter Galvis. But homering today. Hoffman's first pitch to Galvis is taken for a strike. 0-1 from Hoffman. He's going to miss inside and a little bit low. Curveball that time. That's in there for a called strike. 1-2 the count. Galvis waiting on a 1-2 delivery. Hoffman into his motion. The pitch is taken down and count evens at 2. Two-two pitch is swung on and chopped foul. Once more, a 2-2 offering, and that's swung on and pulled foul again. Galvis, former Philadelphia Philly, former Toronto Blue Jay. But he swings and grounds one weakly, and that one is foul. Galvis will have to return to the plate and do it one more time. That's way inside and in the dirt. It will get away momentarily from Wolters, but he does a nice job of blocking it. And the count is now full. Payoff pitch is low, ball 4. He walked him. 2-out walk for Freddie Galvis. Couple base runners on with 2 outs now for the Reds. Kurt Casale will be the batter. He's 1-for-2 with an RBI single in this ball game. 302 average, 400 on base percentage, and a 772 OPS. For the backup catcher, Tucker Barnhart, primary catcher these days for the Reds. Hoffman looks towards second base. His first pitch here is taken, it's swung on and missed. Very late swing there. Had a pitch in the dirt by Casale. 0-1 from Hoffman is swung on and fouled out of play. Quickly 0-2 on Casale. And in the dirt, once again blocked by Wolters. Hoffman having a few pitches go down and dirty here in the 5th inning. Hoffman comes set as 1-2. Is swung on and missed. He got him on strikes, and that will retire the side. It's 5-0 Reds. Rockies still looking for their first hit. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Reds have 10 more hits today than the Rockies. Bud Black talking things over with his pitching coach, Steve Foster. Bullpen from here on out in this game for the Rockies. Chichi Gonzalez only going 4. Jeff Hoffman pitching a scoreless 5th. Nolan Arenado leads off the bottom of the 5th, grounded out his first time up. He's 0 for 1. His slash on the year, 328, 699. 399 and 612. 699 on base percentage, I believe, is a record. I don't think Barry Bonds got quite that high. First pitch is a strike. Trevor Bauer has barely had to blink against the Rockies today. Pitches a strike. Quickly 0-2 on Arenado. Nothing but strikes, and very good location today from Trevor Bauer at 60 pitches here. With an 0-2 count on Arenado to lead off the 5th inning. And that's just a bit outside. Just a walk to Ian Desmond is the only base runner against Bauer today. He was quickly erased on a double play off the bat of Tony Wolter, so he has faced the minimum. Arenado looks very foolish, swinging and missing there. He did get a piece to foul tip it, but that is out number 1.
Now batting, the first baseman, Daniel.
And Daniel Murphy will be the batter. Swung on and grounded right towards the first baseman, Votto. He steps on the bag, and that is out number 2. And Ryan McMahon will be the batter.
Second baseman, Ryan McMahon.
Struck out his first time up in the second inning. He's 0 for 1. 258 with 11 home runs on the year for the Rockies' second baseman. First pitch from Bauer to McMahon is taken outside. "1-0 is swung on and chopped foul. Swing and a miss for strike 2. 1-2 pitch from Bauer is taken outside. Two-two pitch is going to miss low and in. Full count now. Ian Desmond, the only base runner of the day so far, with his walk, is waiting on deck. 5-0 Reds here in the bottom of the 5th. Bauer will ask for and receive a new baseball. Next pitch will be the 69th of the day for Trevor Bauer. And swung on and chopped foul. McMahon stays alive. Payoff pitch is swung on and missed. He got him on strikes. Trevor Bauer looks really good today. And we're through 5 innings. 5-0 Reds. Still no hits for the Rockies. Trevor Bauer back out there. He will lead off, hitting in the 9th position here in the 6th inning. Strikeout and reached on an error by the third baseman Arenado earlier in this game. And that pitch misses inside, ball 1. Jeff Hoffman out for his second inning of work. Bauer 1 hit in 10 at-bats to start his season. 1-0 from Hoffman is swung on and pulled foul. And that's going to miss outside. Hitters count now on the starting pitcher. Trevor Bauer already has reached base once today on that error. And that one's going to miss low. 3 balls and a strike now. Dom Thompson-Williams waiting on deck. 3-1 coming to Bauer, leading off this inning is high, and you do not want to walk the opposing pitcher. That will put a leadoff base runner on for the Reds against Jeff Hoffman here in the 6th. And Dom Thompson-Williams, 2 for 3, triple single runs scored on his day, halfway to the cycle. 268, a home run, and 6 runs batted in on the year for the first-year rookie Red. At least in our simulation, he was traded this offseason, or maybe claimed off waivers from the Mariners. We see Bud Black in the dugout looking on. I'm sure he is not pleased about the leadoff walk to the starting pitcher here in the 6th from Hoffman. Hoffman comes set. His 1-0. He is taken for a strike. One pitch is swung on and fouled out of play. Hoffman's 1-2 is going to miss low. Count evens at 2. That one's in the dirt. Full count now. Ball gets away, but not far enough from Wolters for Bauer to think about going anywhere. Not the elitist of speed down at first base for the pitcher Trevor Bauer. Joey Votto is waiting on deck. It'll be a 3-2 pitch coming to Thompson-Williams. And it's swung on and lined towards left center field. Cutting it off is Dahl, and Bauer will stay put at second base. First 2 aboard for the Reds here in the 6th against Hoffman. Joey Votto will be the batter. He is 1 for 3 with an RBI single in this ball game. Only 250 on the year for Votto. Not used to seeing the batting average that low. The veteran Votto, Canadian-born first baseman for the Reds. And first pitch is going to be a strike at the knees. Hoffman comes set. Looks towards second base where Bauer is, delivers an 0-1. And that's in their first strike. Quickly 0-2 on Votto. It's going to miss outside, ball 1. That's a little bit low and inside. Count evens at 2. Votto likely a future Hall of Famer. Very good numbers in his career. One of the better eyes the game has ever seen. Line drive towards right field. Going back on this one is Blackman. It's over his head and off the wall. Bauer will score. Thompson-Williams will get a stop sign at third, and there's still nobody out, but there are runners on second and third. RBI double for Joey Votto makes it 6-0 Reds. That's his 4th double of the season. And still a couple runners in scoring position with nobody out for Cincinnati. Hard to make of what the trouble is for the Rockies at home, and it's not just the pitching. And it's the offense has really been struggling at home too. Pitch outside corner for a strike to Eugenio Suarez. 2 for 3, a couple base hits and a run scored for him. And opposing pitchers haven't really had as much trouble as Rockies starters have here at home either. 0-1 from Hoffman is going to miss inside. Hoffman comes set, looks over his shoulder, delivers. And it's swung on and grounded to third base. Arenado's going home, and they will get the force. That is out number 1. Contact play was on and did not work out for the Reds there. Mike Moustakas, the batter, 1 for 3, singled and scored earlier in this one. First pitch is a strike. Big sweeping curveball from Hoffman. And outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Hoffman comes set, looks towards second base. His 1-1 pitch is swung on and missed for strike 2.
Count is 1 and 2.
1-2 from Hoffman is swung on and skied towards the gap in left center field. That ball is going to get down and bounce off the wall. And it'll actually bounce over the wall for a ground rule double.
Now back, left fielder, Jesse Winker.
So that will help out the Rockies to an extent, only allowing 1 run to score. It's 7-0 Reds now on the RBI double for Mike Moustakas. Jesse Winker, the batter, he takes first pitch strike. 24 pitches now this inning for Jeff Hoffman, 13 of which have been strikes, 11 have missed the zone. Winker is 1 for 3, got a base hit in the 5th inning of this one. All Reds today. Remember, the Rockies did come back from a 7-run deficit in that second game of the series in Detroit against the Tigers. Hoffman comes set, looks over his shoulder, gets ready to deliver a 1-1 to Winker, and it's on the inside corner for a called strike. This will now be the 50th pitch of the day for Jeff Hoffman working in relief. 1-2 is swung on and lined into center field. A base hit. 1 run will score, and being waved around third and scoring is Mike Moustakas. And Mike Moustakas looked like he had something happen when he was coming into the plate. He was clutching his knee. The trainer thinks it could have been much worse, but likely is just a severe sprain. So Moustakas is going to likely be taken out of this ball game. We'll see what ends up occurring there. An injury at home plate as Moustakas scores the second run on that play. 2 runs across for the Reds, though, make it 9-0 Cincinnati. And Jake McGee is going to replace Jeff Hoffman. 19th game of the year for McGee. 1 save and 1 opportunity. 0-2 is his record. 16 innings, 14 strikeouts, 9 walks. 2.81 ERA for McGee. First batter he faces is Aristides Aquino. 1 out now and Jesse Winker on first base. McGee's first pitch is taken for a strike. Aquino 1 for 3, double RBI run scored in this one. A 1 is swung on and ripped towards center field. Going back on this one is Dahl. He's at the track. He's looking up, and that ball's off the top of the wall. Winker will score. That's an RBI triple to make it 10-0 Reds. Aristides Aquino with his second hit of the ball game, second triple of the year. He's got a triple to go along with his double now. Nearly got that one out of here. Would have, if not for that barrier that was constructed in right center field prior to the 2016 season. And Freddie Galvis will be the batter now. 10-0 Reds. Runner on third base with 1 out now in Aquino. First pitch to Galvis is swung on and missed. It's going to close the book on Jeff Hoffman. Galvis 1 for 2, hit a home run back in the second inning. At the time, it made it 2-0 Reds. So again, we saw the Tigers come back, the Rockies come back against the Tigers from a 7-run deficit. This might be a little bit too much. Ground ball to second base. McMahon makes the play. Aquino will score on the RBI ground out from Freddie Galvis, and it's 11-0 Reds. Here in the 6th. So about the only silver lining I can think of in this ball game would be the Rockies get a hit at least. Kirk Casale 1 for 3, RBI single. So far, facing the minimum through the first 5 innings is Trevor Bauer for the Reds. And there's a swing and a line drive pulled foul off the bat of Casale. Rockies do have a base runner today. That was a walk from Ian Desmond. He was quickly erased on a double play by Tony Wolters, though. Pitch it down and in, 1 ball, 1 strike. Inside hitter's count now on Curt Casale. 95-mile-an-hour fastball from McGee misses. And not sure where that one missed, but now it's 3-1. Trevor Bauer waiting on deck. He led off this inning by drawing a walk against Jeff Hoffman. And now it's 11-0 Reds. That's in there for a strike. Full count now on Curt Casale. That 96-mile-an-hour fastball was in there. Payoff pitch is swung on and missed. He got him on strikes, and that will retire the side. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Rockies still looking for their first hit. It's 11-0 Reds. It'll be Desmond Wolters and the pitcher spot due up.
Your attention, please.
Josh Van Meter is going to take over at second base here in the bottom of the 2nd, taking over for Mike Moustakas, who had to leave the game scoring on a play in the top of the 6th inning. Had an injury to, it looked like, his knee. So Josh Van Meter will take over. We'll see if there's an injured list move made. Trevor Bauer back to work. Ian Desmond grounds one right to the second baseman, Van Meter. The ball will find you when you come in. And that is out number 1. Tony Wolters will be the batter. Rockies still looking for their first hit here in the bottom of the 6th. 0 for 1 on the day. Wolters grounded out in the 3rd inning. He's hitting 194 on the year, a 237 on base percentage, and his OPS is 473. Rough stretch of baseball for Tony Wolters. First pitch is pulled foul. That one's high and away, 1 ball, 1 strike. Rockies, with their sweep of the Tigers, getting to a game above the 500 mark. They'll fall right back to 500 with a loss today. Ground ball is fouled at the plate. 1-2 on Wolters. One, 2 from Bauer is just a bit inside. That was the 75th pitch of the day from Trevor Bauer. 2-2 pitch is swung on and popped in the air. Coming in is the center fielder, Thompson Williams, and he makes the catch for out number 2. And we'll see if we have a pinch hitter now. I think we will. I don't think we'll see Jake McGee, unless maybe Bud Black will want to send him out again. It's going to be Jake McGee taking the bat for himself. Nope. He came to the plate, but then Raimel Tapia is going to pinch hit. 146 on the year, 4 runs batted in, a 217 on base percentage for Tapia. He's actually worked the numbers up a little bit after the series with Detroit. Pitch misses outside. Tapia still looking to get things going on the year, has not received a whole lot of consistent playing time. Can say the same thing for many of the Rockies' bench players. And that's going to miss just a bit high. 2-0 now on Tapia. Trevor Bauer dealing today. The 2-0 is swung on and lifted towards center field. That ball is going to be over the head of the center fielder, Thompson Williams, off the wall. Tapia is going to cruise into second base with the first hit of the day for the Rockies. It's a 2-out pinch hit double, first double of the year for Tapia, coming here in the bottom of the 6th. And the lineup will turn over for David Dahl. 0 for 2, he's put the ball on the ground twice for outs, .255 average, .323 on base percentage, and a .400 slugging percentage, as Dinger is mustering what little excitement the crowd still has left in it in this 11-0 Reds lead. Pitch number 80 of the day coming from Bauer. Dahl trying to get the Rockies on the board for their first run of the game. Why not after their first hit? Double in the pinch hit variety from Tapia. 1-0 from Bauer is swung on and lifted in the air towards deep right center field, and that ball is gone. David Dahl puts the Rockies on the board. They trail at 11-2 now. Third home run of the year for Dahl. A 2-run shot to deep right center field, and the Rockies have some life offensively. Dahl getting things going at the plate. With his second home run of the season in that road trip against the Tigers, now back home. He's homering today. Little doubt about that one. And that will bring up Trevor Story against Trevor Bauer. Battle of the Trevors. 0 for 2. 2 strikeouts today for Trevor Story. Bauer starting to look human out there. After 5 2/3 hitless innings against the Rockies, Story .270 on the year, 6 homers, 19 runs driven in. Bauer's first pitch is swung on and missed.
0-1's the count.
0-1 from Bauer is taken inside. Bauer into his motion, windup, and the 1-1 is taken down, and in hitter's count now on Trevor Story. And that one swung on and pulled foul. Two-two pitch is swung on and missed, and Story has struck out for the third time today. The side is retired. Rockies do get some offense. A 2-run home run for David Dahl. It's 11-2 Reds after 6. James Pazos, new pitcher for the Rockies here in the 7th. This is his 19th appearance of the season, ERA of 5 on the year. Trevor Bauer is going to lead things off. Walked and scored a run earlier in this game. He walked to lead off the 6th inning against Jeff Hoffman. Also reached on an error, a rare error by the third baseman Nolan Arenado. Thank you to Ted Chalfin for joining us for the last 3 innings. There's a line drive on a hop to the second baseman McMahon, and because the pitcher is running, he'll be able to make the play for out number 1. And this evening you can catch Rockies Twitter Rewind on the Ghost of Marv's channel on YouTube. Jairo Diaz and Tim Collins both up on the Rockies bullpen. Quite a day for Dom Thompson-Williams, 3 for 4 triple and 2 singles on the day. There's Diaz, the righty, and Collins, the lefty, warming up in the Rockies bullpen. Collins got the call on the last road trip after Scott Oberg had to be placed on the injured list with a wrist fracture. Oberg's going to be out for another couple months, it appears. Tim Collins has yet to pitch at Coors Field. 1-1 pitch from Pazos is swung on and lined right to the second baseman McMahon. He's handled a couple of hot shots, and that is out number 2.
The first baseman, number 19.
You might have seen a couple days ago on Twitter, Trevor Plouffe, former major leaguer for the Twins, Phillies, and A's, tweeted about the potential for when major league games would start, not simulated ones, but real ones. Joey Votto takes first pitch low. There really isn't a plan right now. Ken Rosenthal of The Athletic qualified that, though he has said that the Cleveland Indians are a team, ground ball to short. Story makes the play for out number 3, and we head to the 7th inning stretch. We'll talk more about when baseball might return after Corey Schembri gives us the 7th inning stretch. 11-2 Reds.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back, 'cause it's root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back, 'cause it's root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game.
Charlie Blackmon leads things off against Trevor Bauer here in the bottom of the 7th. Some action in the Reds bullpen. Robert Stevenson has started to throw for them. Blackmon has struck out twice. And Story, you saw, struck out 3 straight times against Trevor Bauer. He's had a good day, just giving up that 2-run home run to Dahl in the bottom of the 6th. First pitch to Blackmon is swung on and missed. So Ken Rosenthal of The Athletic writes, according to sources, officials from at least the Cleveland Indians gave their players a quote-unquote mark in the sand for opening day of July 1, which is the same date former Major Leaguer Trevor Plouffe mentioned in a tweet Monday. The Indians officials had a Zoom call that included about 70 members of their organization, where they estimated the season would begin after a 3-week ramp-up, putting the start of spring training 2.0 around June 10th, which is another date that Plouffe specified, but the officials made it clear the dates were mere targets, fully expected to change. They simply want players to be prepared if the league meets all the logistical challenges necessary to play, which still is no sure thing. There still is a lot of confidence among league and club officials that the sport will return in 2020. They're looking into those Florida, Texas, and or Arizona plans. The league's goal is to open as many home cities as possible. Blackmon swings and lines one towards center field. This one's fairly deep. Thompson Williams going back, and he will make the catch in a very deep part of the ballpark. That's out number 1 here in the bottom of the 7th.
Now batting, the third.
That'll bring up Nolan Arenado. Spring Training 2.0 also being discussed to take place in home parks. Commissioner Rob Manfred making it clear that health remains the number 1 priority as baseball is plotting its course. They're going to follow the lead of baseball's medical experts. Arenado swings and lines one towards left field going back. On this one is Winker, and that's over his head, and that ball is gone. Home run for Nolan Arenado. His 11th of the season. He's now tied for the team lead with Ryan McMahon. And that makes it an 11-3 Reds lead. Second homer for the day for the Rockies off Trevor Bauer. Unfortunately, their pitching put them out of it well before the 6th and 7th innings, when the Rockies offense finally started to figure out Bauer just a little bit here. Daniel Murphy will be the batter. There is action. Robert Stevenson and Raisel Iglesias up in the bullpen for Cincinnati. First pitch outside, ball 1 to Daniel Murphy. Swinging a ground ball foul. According to Andrew Neumer, who's an associate professor of public health at the University of California, Irvine, he said, if you include New York right now, as Murphy grounds it into right field, a base hit, it looks like the coronavirus cases are at a plateau moving down, but if you exclude New York, it's a plateau slowly moving up. So the next 3 weeks are going to be critical for baseball. As Trevor Bauer is now at 96 pitches. Because the league might need to rethink any possibility of starting spring training early in June and the season in early July if the virus erupts in enough places, Ken Rosenthal writes. Ryan McMahon takes a strike on the outside corner. And the threat of a second wave of COVID-19 hitting in the fall might leave the sport even less room to maneuver. It sounds discouraging, but all is going to depend on the next few months. McMahon takes a pitch outside. Hitters count now. Sorry, that's ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike. So swinging a fly ball towards the gap in left center field. That ball's going to get down, and it's going to go to the wall. Murphy will score. McMahon's on his way to third base, and he's in there with an RBI triple. That makes it an 11-4 ball game, as the next pitch will be the 100th of the day for Trevor Bauer. Rockies offense finally starting to figure him out. And David Bell's out of the dugout. He will make a pitching change. 5 2/3 hitless innings for Trevor Bauer. Then the Rockies offense started to get things going. It all started with a pinch hit. Our 2-out double for Raimel Tapia. Then David Dahl homered. Arenado homering here. And then Daniel Murphy gets a hit, followed by an RBI triple for Ryan McMahon. It's 11-4 Reds. We'll see who the next pitcher is for Cincinnati. It's going to be Wade Miley. Not starting this year, but out of the bullpen. This is his 8th game. 6 innings. He struggled 5 walks and 2 strikeouts, so it's not a matter of tipping pitches necessarily, though he still might be. His .417 averages against lefties. But Miley is really struggling with command. First pitch to Ian Desmond's taken just a little bit low. But the good news for baseball right now is, they were talking about the best case scenario is playing all their games in Arizona, but now it's one of the least desirable options because they're thinking about a lot of other possibilities. Desmond swings and pulls one foul. What's going to be necessary is greater availability of testing because players are going to need to undergo regular tests and daily temperature checks to ensure the infection of one team member does not require an entire club to shut down. Desmond takes a strike. A vaccine is not going to be ready in time for the season, maybe not even next season, so there's potential issues for 2021. So adjustments will be warranted. Pitch down and in, count evens at 2 on Ian Desmond. According to an ESPN study, they found fans favor sports returning without spectators rather than wait. I would think that would be a given, but perhaps not. They surveyed 1,004 sports fans aged 18 and older. 65% were in favor of sports returning, even if fans can't be in the stands. And that approval number grew to 76% when participants were asked if they support the return to sports without fans in the stands if players were kept in hotels and their contact with others was closely monitored. The idea has been weighed by the NBA, Major League Baseball, and the NHL. NFL right now is not considering that an option as Desmond strikes out. He disagrees with the call. He'll stay around for a couple moments to discuss that with the home plate umpire. It's out number 2. We'll look at it again. Could have gone either way. NFL seems dead set on playing with fans in attendance. They have a little bit more time to wait, of course, than the rest of us, as all the other leagues right now would still be playing. Major League Baseball hadn't started yet, like the NHL and NBA. And whenever sports do return, ESPN's study found 88% of participants considered themselves avid sports fans and said they plan to watch as much sports as they can. That pitch is in the dirt, blocked by Casali. McMahon will stay put. And the Los Angeles Times had a report a couple days ago. Dodgers and Angels both said that staging games without fans would require extensive personnel. Wade Miley's 1-1 pitch to Wolters is swung on and fouled the other way. Stan Kasten, the Dodgers team president and chief executive officer, said a symphony of hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people would be necessary to put on that baseball game with no fans in Dodger Stadium. Ground ball to third. That is a nice play by Suarez. Throws to first and got him. And that will retire the side. A few more runs for the Rockies. It's still 11-0 Reds through 7. Eugenio Suarez made a nice play, a nice pick to end the 7th inning. He's 2 for 4 on the day. Leads things off as James Pazos is out for his second inning of work here in the 8th. Really quick first inning of work for Pazos. First pitch here misses outside. 21,376 in attendance on this rare Thursday evening game at Coors Field. So swinging a line drive pulled foul by Suarez. So the whole discussion was about it would only be essential personnel needed at a Major League Baseball game when the fans are not in attendance, but the list might be longer than you would expect. Angels team president John Carpino said it becomes a math model because the more people you have, the greater risk of someone either having the virus or spreading the virus. But they still need security. They still need the cooks in the clubhouse dining room. Still need statisticians, still need a video guy. He said he almost doesn't know how to attack it. Kasten said the Dodgers have been working on models for essential game crews, but no plan or a date for a startup is firmly in place, so clarity remains elusive. Swinging a ground ball foul. Josh Van Meter getting his first at bat of the day, 286 on the year. He came in for Mike Moustakas, who was injured on a play scoring. Knee injury for him. Pitch misses low, 1 ball, 1 strike. Inside hitter's count now on Josh Van Meter. And that's taken high, 3 balls and a strike. Jesse Winker is waiting on deck. "3-1 is swung on and pulled foul. Both executives for the Angels and Dodgers estimated an essential group would require at least 100 people. You already got 30 to 35 players and the manager, 11 to 12 coaches, a medical staff of 10 to 12. That includes physicians, athletic trainers, and strength and conditioning coaches, an equipment manager, 4 or 5 clubhouse attendants, 2 video game coordinators, a traveling secretary, a handful of front office executives." Van Meter struck out. That's out number 2. Jesse Winker will be the batter. Kasten said he's not sure if there will be limitations on clubhouse attendance, if both teams have the same number of trainers, doctors, and x-ray technicians, or maybe the home team will just provide them. Are they supposed to operate the scoreboards? Do they need a public address announcer? Then there's the whole world of the media. Restrictions on the numbers allowed in a stadium of the media? Do they have a pool reporting? Do they keep reporters separate? Are there personal interviews, or is everything piped into the press box? One approach would be limiting access to the field and clubhouse to one group while allowing others to access the stadium only. As James Pazos works through another 1-2-3 inning, he's had a couple good innings. It's 11-2 Reds going to the bottom of the 8th.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Elias Diaz, backup catcher for the Rockies, is going to pinch hit for James Pazos, the pitcher spot due up first here in the bottom of the 8th for the Rockies. 292 on the year, a 333 on base percentage for Diaz, a homer, and 4 runs batted in. He sit very well against lefties. To start his Rockies career, first pitch from Wade Miley, the lefty, is taken for a strike. He's out for another inning of work. So in terms of who baseball would need to have access to the field and then to the clubhouse, they would need to have on the field. They would need to have all those that we already mentioned. As there's a ground ball to short, Galvis makes the play for out number 1. You'd have 4 umpires, MLB video room monitor, 2 or 3 drug testers on days tests are administered, a clubhouse security guard, 6 to 12 grounds crew members, a handful of kitchen employees, and a cleaning crew. And then those who could not necessarily have to be on the field would be broadcasters, television and radio crew members, writers, the official scorekeeper, the PA announcer, scoreboard and video board operators, media relations officials, baseball equipment distributors, facility maintenance crews of plumbers, electricians, HVAC technicians, and mechanics, and at least in the case of Dodger Stadium, an organist. Carpino said even right now with the stadium closed, they still have 6 people there every day, and they still have security on site. If Major League Baseball imposes strict limits on stadium access, it could have TV and radio announcers broadcast games from off-site studios, and writers could cover games off TV with post-game interviews conducted via video chat if done at all. Of course, they're definitely going to need to keep the medical staffing, and that would not just count for... There's a fly ball towards right field, fairly deep. Going back on this one is Aquino. He'll make the catch for out number 2. Dahl is retired. There's the skill development side, which is the on-field coaching group. This is according to Angels GM Billy Epler. The medical side, you have the physical therapists, athletic trainers, chiropractor, massage therapist. And in all those models, they're still talking about playing a physical game that requires a certain standard of care. You don't want to take that away from your athletes, Epler said. Another issue, if there's no minor league season, teams will have to carry taxi squads of at least 15 to 20 players who will need coaching, medical care, athletic training, and games with umpires to stay sharp. High and tight, 1 ball and 1 strike on Story. And it's not decided, as many things are not at this point, whether they're going to work out and play in home stadiums. That would greatly increase the number of people in the bubble, or they could do it at another facility. Lots of moving parts. Swinging a pop-up off the bat of Story. This is a long run for Aquino. He will dive, and he's not able to get there in foul territory. Just a long strike. Scott Boras wrote an op-ed for the New York Times saying, "We have to bring baseball back." Story lines one towards right field. That's a base hit. 2-out single for Trevor Story here in the bottom of the 8th. Boras says, "Time and time again, baseball has helped our country recover and come together in times of loss. It can help us during the pandemic, too." I don't want to accuse Boras of only holding this position to benefit his financial bottom line, but it's an interesting perspective for him to take. He does make some good points in his op-ed, which you should read in its entirety, if you're interested. There's a fly ball towards right field. Aquino going back. That one's off the wall. Story is going to be held at third base, and that's a double for Charlie Blackmon. Couple runners in scoring position. 12th double of the year for Blackmon. And Nolan Arenado will be the batter. 2 outs, but a couple runners in scoring position for the Rockies. Scott Boras not the only one who says baseball needs to return. Marly Rivera spoke to Union Chief Tony Clark, who said to ESPN, "We want to play, but the focus is on MLB players' health and safety." Nolan Arenado takes first pitch just a bit low. And Major League Baseball and the Union are heading into a collective bargaining agreement year. Tony Clark said the lines of communication have remained open with Commissioner Rob Manfred in Major League Baseball. Even during the challenging window they find themselves in, line drive towards left center field off the bat of Arenado. That's going to get 2 runs home. Rockies' offense has not quit despite being down 11-0 at one point. 2 runs are going to score on the RBI double for Nolan Arenado to make it an 11-6 ball game. It's the 10th double of the year for Arenado. The struggles continue for Wade Miley. There have been some players in Major League Baseball who have spoken out against some of the proposals to resume play. A lot of players, of course, want to play. I mean, who doesn't? But Mike Trout and Clayton Kershaw specifically have mentioned that they want to make sure it's safe before they get to play. Carlos Correa also said that he doesn't believe the right plan to bring baseball back is out there yet. Though to be fair, Tony Clark said they still haven't received anything formal that details an actual plan. There's going to need to be flexibility on a lot of sides for sure. No definitive plan yet. It's a high fly ball towards right center field off the bat of Murphy. That ball's going to get down, and Nolan Arenado will score. Tacos for the Rockies. Now it's an 11-7 ball game, and the Rockies are only down by 4 runs. 13th double of the year for Daniel Murphy. It was 11-0 Reds, and I don't know if this is possible to overcome this deficit. The Rockies did come back from a 7-run deficit against the Tigers on their last road trip. Robert Stevenson, new pitcher, he has struggled. 5.28 ERA, 3.71 lefties are hitting against him, 26 strikeouts and 9 walks in 15 1/3 innings. He's going to face Ryan McMahon, who really hits lefties well, and lefties have hit well, though, against the righty Robert Stevenson. So that could be some good news. 1-0 as the pitch misses. McMahon takes a pitch high, 2-0. To McMahon is outside, 3 balls and no strikes. Ian Desmond is waiting on deck. And that's on the outside corner for a called strike. 3-1 now the count on Ryan McMahon. Stevenson looks towards second base and fires it in. That's swung on and missed, so from 3-0 the count is now full on Ryan McMahon. That 96-mile-an-hour fastball induces a swing and miss. Three-2 is swung on and missed. He got him on strikes, and that'll retire the side. Rockies push across a few more runs. They're now only down by 4. It's 11-7 Reds after 8. Jairo Diaz will pitch the top of the 9th inning, 14 1/3 innings pitched, 15 strikeouts, 12 walks. His ERA has blossomed. It's now at 8.79, and it was a good start to the year for Diaz. He was looking like one of the more reliable setup options, but things have kind of gone off the rails for him. He had a really rough go of it in the last road trip as well, even against the Tigers in the series which the Rockies swept. Aristides Aquino swings and fouls and out of play. He's 2 for 4 today, double and a triple for him. Swings and chops one foul. Quickly 0-2 on Aquino. Diaz really could use a good outing here. Pitch is swung on and missed. He got him on strikes, and that is out number 1. 96-mile-an-hour fastball from Jairo Diaz. Gets the swing and miss from Aquino. And Freddie Galvis will be the batter. He homered earlier in this one. "16 runs have been scored for both sides since Galvis hit his home run earlier in this one. The time made it 2-0 Reds. First pitch is a strike from Diaz. Diaz pouring in strikes here. So 1 for 3 with that homer on the day for Galvis. 588 OPS on his season. He's going to miss high and away. 98-mile-an-hour fastball. It's just been some outings for Jairo Diaz where the runs have piled up all on top of each other in the same appearance. Some very good outings as well for Diaz. 1-1 is a strike on the inside corner. One-two pitch is swung on and ripped towards deep right field, and that's the second home run of the ball game for Freddie Galvis, and it's going to make it a little bit tougher for the Rockies. 12-7 Reds now as Galvis hits his fourth home run of the season. And now the Rockies trail it by 5 runs here in the top of the ninth. Galvis homering from both sides of the plate. .7 mile per hour exit velocity and a 448-foot distance on that one. Very long home run by Freddie Galvis there. Curt Casali takes first pitch strike. 1 for 4 with an RBI single in this game for Casali. 740 OPS on the year for him. Backup catcher largely for the Reds. This 0-1 coming from Diaz is swung on and missed. Good slider low and away from Diaz. It's quickly 0-2 on Casali. And swing and a miss, he got him on strikes. That is out number 2. Home run to Galvis, but a couple strikeouts now for Diaz. We're going to have a pinch hitter in the pitching spot. Tucker Barnhart will pinch hit. He's had a really good year. .337, only a home run, but 12 runs batted in. On base percentage up over 400 for the primary catcher for the Reds. First pitch from Diaz is taken outside. .430 OBP for the pinch hitter Barnhart. Curt Casali has certainly done well in his playing time as well. Good catcher tandem for the Reds. There's a pitch just a bit high, 2-0 now. 2-0 coming from Diaz is swung on and fouled back. And that one's taken high and away. 3 balls and a strike. Dom Thompson Williams waiting on deck. .3-1 delivery is taken for a strike. Full count now. And Kuchner Kavich of Purple Row along with you. Want to let you know this broadcast is not affiliated with Major League Baseball, MLB The Show 20, or the Colorado Rockies. 3-2 pitch from Diaz is swung on and ripped towards right field and fairly deep. Going back on it is Blackman. He's got it in range in front of the track. He'll make the catch. And we head to the bottom of the ninth. 12-7 Reds. Rockies need 5 runs to tie. It'll be Desmond Wolters in the pitcher spot due up. Raisel Iglesias has blown a couple saves this year. This is not a save situation, at least not yet. 23 innings, he's walked 10 batters, struck out 26. Lefties hitting .358 off him, 200 for righties. Ian Desmond will start things off as Michael Lorenzen warms up in the bullpen in case Iglesias runs into trouble. First pitch to Desmond is check swing, and Desmond went too far. That's first pitch strike from Iglesias. Into his motion windup, and the 0-1 pitch is swung on and missed. Quickly 0-2 on Desmond. There you see Lorenz and the righty warming up in the Reds bullpen. Was 11-0 Reds at one point. Rockies did a good job on offense today to come back. The pitching had a really rough go of it. Desmond takes the pitch in the dirt, does not chase that time. It's ball 1. 1-2 pitch is low and away. Count evens at 2. And swing and a miss, he got him on strikes. 95-mile-an-hour fastball by Desmond. That's out number 1 here in the ninth. good start for Raisel Iglesias.
Walter.
Tony Walters will be the batter, and then we have the pitcher spot due up. Owings, Hilliard, and Hampson still on the bench for the Rockies. First pitch here is taken high to Walters. Walters 0 for 3 on the day. Grounded out his last time up, that was in the 7th inning. 1-0 pitch from Iglesias is taken down and in 2-0. 2-0 pitch is in there for a strike. Still a hitter's count on Tony Walters. That 95-mile-an-hour fastball is in there. 2-1 delivery is going to miss outside. 3 balls and a strike. Jairo Diaz is on deck, but I think we'll see a pinch hitter, even though Diaz is batting 1,000 on the year. 1 hit in 1 at bat. Still think the rest of the bench options for the Rockies are a little bit more comfortable to put up to bat. 3-1 pitch to Walters is swung on and pulled foul. Now it's a full count. And 3-2 is swung on and fouled out of play. Walters stays alive. Rockies came back from a 7-run deficit against the Tigers on the last road trip. 11 runs, maybe a little bit too much to ask for. Swinging a ground ball hit towards first base. Votto will take it himself, and the Rockies are down to their final out. We'll see who takes the next at bat.
The pitcher, 37, Jairo Diaz. Your attention.
It's going to be Chris Owings, 187 on the year, a 333 on base percentage. He got the start in the final game against Detroit. Final hope for the Rockies. First pitch from Iglesias is taken inside, ball 1. Swung on and pulled foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. One pitch is swung on and missed.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
And that swung on and ripped towards the gap in left center field. That ball is going to get down, and it's going to go to the wall. Owings into second base and wide turn, but he will wisely hold up there with a 2-out double to keep hopes alive for the Rockies. Rockies are among the major league leaders in doubles, second only to the Phillies in the National League. They have 78, 74 for the Rockies. They play in a ballpark that is very conducive for doubles as well. And Chris Owings getting one of the pinch hit variety there. David Dahl will be the batter. And first pitch is in for a strike. Dahl is 1 for 4, hit a 2-run home run back in the 6th inning. That's high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Line drive into center field. That's going to drop for a base hit. Owings will score. And another RBI for David Dahl. His third of the ballgame makes it 12-8. Rockies offense just has not quit in this one, despite how far they've been kicked down. And Trevor Story will be the batter. We're going to have a pitching change as Raisel Iglesias.
Number 67.
David Bell does not like what he saw from him. Bowman, only 5 2/3 innings, 4 strikeouts, 4 walks. Righties are hitting 750. I would imagine that's just a 3 for 4 average. Trevor Story is 1 for 4, singled and scored in this one. As Dinger wants the crowd to get into it and say, hey, we've come back this far. Might as well Might as well score some more. First pitch to Trevor Story is taken for a strike. And that's inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Swung on and lifted in the air towards center field. Going back on this one is Thompson Williams. He's at the track. He's looking up, and that ball is gone. It's a 2-run home run for Trevor Story. Makes it a 12-10 ball game. I don't believe this. 7th home run of the year for Trevor Story. Rockies are now within a couple runs. Still down to their final out. It was 11-0 Reds at one point. Now just a runner on base would bring the tying run to the plate now. Charlie Blackmon will be the batter. First pitch from Bowman is swung on and fouled out of play. 1 for 4 double and a run scored for Blackmon. 289 on the year, 355 on base percentage, and a 533 slugging percentage. The 0-1 is swung on and pulled towards right field. Going back on this one is Aquino. He's at the track, and that ball is gone. 8th home run of the year for Charlie Blackmon. It's a 12-11 ball game, and the tying run is going to come to the plate in the form of Nolan Arenado. It was 11-0 Reds, and now it's a 12-11 ball game. Unbelievable. My word. Nolan Arenado, the batter. First pitch from Bowman is swung on and fouled out of play. Arenado homered earlier in this one. 0-1 pitch is swung on and lifted in the air towards shallow left field. Camping under it is Winker. He will make the catch. And the Reds hold on to win 12-11. They were up 11-0, but that is just not quite enough for the Rockies offense to come back from. What a ball game. Very anticlimactic finish, though, as Arenado flies out for the final out. Trevor Bauer pitched very well in this one. Almost forget that he went 5 2/3 innings without allowing a hit. As the final score, the Reds beat the Rockies 12-11. Trevor Bauer gets the win. He's now 4-1. Chichi Gonzalez with the loss is 1-4. 12 runs on 16 hits and an error for the Reds. 11 runs on 13 hits and an error for the Rockies. Trevor Bauer goes 6 1/3 innings pitched. 4 runs on 5 hits, 9 strikeouts and a walk. Chichi Gonzalez goes 4 innings, 5 runs on 9 hits, 4 strikeouts and no walks. Player of the game is going to be Freddie Galvis, goes 2 for 4 with 2 home runs. And if he hadn't hit that home run in the top of the 9th inning, we could be looking at a different ball game right now. 4 runs batted in on the day for Galvis, 2 runs scored on both of those homers. Aristides Aquino goes 2 for 5 with a triple-double, 2 runs batted in, 2 runs scored. Joey Votto 2 for 5 with a double, 2 runs batted in and a run scored. Mike Moustakas 2 for 4 with an RBI double and 2 runs scored. He had to leave the game and be replaced by Josh Van Meter after injuring his knee scoring. Highlights in offense for the Rockies, and after 5 innings, it wasn't looking like there would be very many, but they scored 2 in the 6th, 2 in the 7th, 3 in the 8th, and then 4 in the 9th. Just not enough to come back from that 11-0 deficit. David Dahl goes 2 for 5 with a home run, 3 runs batted in, 2 runs scored. Nolan Arenado 2 for 5 with a home run double, 3 runs batted in, 2 runs scored. Charlie Blackmon, 2 for 5 with a home run in the 9th, double, RBI, and 2 runs scored. Trevor Story, it's a 2-run home run in the 9th. He's 2 for 5 on the day with 2 runs scored. Well, for Ted, Chalfin, and all of Purple Row, I'm Ben Kuchniakevich saying thank you for tuning in. Hopefully, tomorrow's game is just as exciting, but hopefully it comes with a better final result for the Rockies. Rockies now back to the 500 mark. Thank you for tuning in.